What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Q1, and I am back with Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 11, Episode 15, Reunion, Part 2, DNAs, NDAs, and DUIs. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. So, okay, let's just jump right on in, y'all, because the episode picks back up with Nell and Kimmy. They're still going at it. Meanwhile, you see Kimmy trying to laugh, knowing she fire hot, pissed off, and we don't give a damn because Nell ate you the entire fuck up. We don't care. We don't care. You sitting there trying to laugh, trying to play it off so cool. Girl, Nell ate you up. She ate you right on up. Anyway, Nell said Kimmy just basically trying to act like everything isn't a issue when there was an issue. And she said Kimmy will always try to play in your face to make you think you crazy. She said Nell had an issue with Tisha basically up in Fletcher's face. And once, I guess, she got the liquid courage, I guess she got in Fletch face whenever she got that liquid courage, and Nell was basically like, listen, y'all know Nell was loud. You can't talk to my man like that. I can't go to Marsau and talk to Marsau like that. Like, that's just not gonna work. So Tisha said she was bold. Hold on. So Tisha said that, she didn't have an issue. Nell said the problem she's having is she feels like I can't have an issue when it's concerning my family, but when it's the Scots, they're always telling you that they're having an issue with something. It is always some type of an issue. So Carlos asked Nell if she thinks Kimmy is always trying to son somebody. Nell says yes, and she said not only does she do that, Kimmy is always trying to insert herself. Also, Nell points out how Kimmy thinks because she speaks in a calm voice that she doesn't hit below the belt, or she's not being condescending. Anyway, the way Kimmy is sitting there, I'm telling y'all, the whole time, Kimmy's legs were crossed, those hands were down, and she was moving like this the whole time. She was, this is from, you seen a lot of Kimmy moving side to side. When she and Nell, after they got through from fighting or arguing, whatever that was, you can literally see the steam from Kimmy's head. She was pissed to the point where her voice was shaking. And then Carlos tried to, come in with the whole, the trauma with her father. Girl, Kimmy, okay? And her trauma. So, they talk about Kimmy's triggers and all of that. Go to hell. Anyway, everybody comes back on stage, and we have this whole transparency conversation. All right, and then we talk about the NDAs of it all of it. So, what's his name? Carlos asked Martell, have any of his raggedy assholes signed NDAs? And Martell says no. Carlos asked Marsau, do he buy whatever Martell is saying? And he said, Maurice is an attorney and I'm intelligent. Chris says, which don't mean a damn thing. Marsau said, that is something an idiot would say, talking about Martell. He said that is something an idiot would say because you can't get someone to sign an NDA for indiscretions because that's a myth. If the woman signs them, if a woman signs a NDA, then they will come out. Marsau also says Chris has infidelities and Martell is stupid. Martell was like, y'all know his switch goes off. His ignorant ass switch goes off. Okay? Maurice says pieces of paper are as good as the people signing them. I was like, these two and they word salad where they think they smarter than everybody. He said, so if you think for 1 second they have someone signing an NDA, it's stupid. Anyway, Martell brings up the Vegas. He was like, we talking about infidelity, since we talking about all of that. Let's talk about the Vegas situation. So Carlos asked about the brother sleeping with the girl in Vegas. Marsau said, this is ridiculous and I don't want to talk about this. The whole time Kimmy is like this. Tisha, fake. I would like Tisha to leave her husband. I really would. I really like Tisha. I know sometimes they feel like I don't. But I really like Tisha. I just wish I didn't. We'll talk about that too. Anyway, where am I on my notes? Marsau said he didn't do it. Martell said he's lying. He was like, you're lying. Don't talk to me until you can be honest. He was like, but I didn't do it. It was just like this back and forth childish thing. Martell was like, you're lying. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me until you can be honest. So anyway, Carlos asked the Fletchers, why would you ask the Fletchers? Anyway, he asked the Fletchers if they think that the Scotts are lying. Chris says, if they think that Martell is lying. Of course Chris don't think Martell is lying. Martell lies all the time, but Chris doesn't think he's lying. Anyway, Nell said, I want to plead the fifth because we're talking about other people's marriages. Martell was like, no, spill it. Say it. Spill it. Y'all know, because his shit went down in the shambles because of him. So now you won't, and that's true. I feel like when your shit went kaboom, you wanted to air out everybody else's stuff. But I also see it as you still see them lying and you want to air it out. But it is what it is. So Nell ended up saying, I do think that there are some infidelities. Anyway, Maurice tries to MLK the situation, and Martell was like, shut the hell up, because it ain't gonna work this time. Shut up. So then we get down to the DUI situation, and shout out to my cousin Courtney, because she put under that post is the tree in the hole in the ground, and the green grass grows all around. The green grass grows all around. Shout out to you, cousin. Anyway, so Kimmy said, Carlos asked, when did you notice your husband wasn't home? She said, well, it was around 4 or 5 in the morning. He was like, well, what did you do? She said, I went back to sleep because I was tired. And so Maurice said, Kimmy, trust me. It's like, this is ignorant. Why are we here? So Nell says, I don't believe Kimmy. So Kimmy said, well, I did. I was tired. So basically, Nell was saying, every woman, if your husband isn't accustomed, if he comes and go all the time, this is what you're accustomed to. So you're really not tripping on it. Because he do this all the time. He do this shit all the time. That's why you were able to go back to sleep. But if it's not something that Maurice does, then you will get up and you notice Maurice ain't there, and you'll be like, what the fuck this nigga at? It's 4 or 5 in the morning. So you're okay with him walking in y'all house that time of the morning. Oh, okay. Kimmy, you full of shit once again. So I just called Cap. I just called Cap. So this is the part that pissed me off, because I needed time, because I saw the clip and I didn't like it. And I was like, if I was Tisha, I would have been like, fuck all of y'all on this stage, except for the Fletchers, because they didn't say anything. But I would have been like, girl, fuck you, especially Marsau. Like, the fact that he tried to squeeze out a damn tear. I didn't go word for word, and I'm not. But Tisha basically said she's wearing a lot of hats, and she's trying to juggle those hats. She says she's not finding home. She's not finding her home as her safe haven. It's crowded, and she's frustrated about it. She's asking for Tisha time. So that's why she was asking for the office to be done. Because if she can't get the safe space here, maybe she can get it in her office. And so she says she's want to use that space to think and to be creative and to search for Tisha. Like, she didn't say search. I just feel like Tisha is really in a space in her life where she doesn't know herself, because she spent so much time being a mother and a wife that now she wants to get to know her. And I feel like it's very selfish and very jealous of Marsau to take that away from her, because he decided to go out and build on shit. That was your life's mission, not hers, and you're trying to put that on her back. That pissed me off. So Marsau said, Tisha said Marsau has pushed her out of some things when it comes to that company. And so Marsau said he pushed Tisha out because she's not dedicated to 2,080 hours a year. And I'm like, you're not mad about that. You're mad because Tisha now wants to be an individual. Keep it a buck. You're mad because that lady wants to be an individual. Marsau said the core issue is that Black and Scoped is his business, and she wants to do her thing, and so it's not good enough to be Marsau's wife. The way this lady literally shrunk on that stage, the lady started crying upon conversation. This lady is frustrated because we keep having the same conversation. Everybody keeps harping on Tisha being aggravating or the way she talks. Fuck all that. This lady is an individual who raised her kids. One of her kids is off to college. Now she's helping with her other daughters. He doesn't do any of that. She shows up at the school while he gets to trollop overseas by himself or with his son. Like, you do all of these things. You want her to be cooped up in the house, but then out of the same breath, you want her to put in 280 hours between Black Scope and whatever in the bottle, chocolate in the bottle. You want her to be your personal secretary, running your books and all of that, but then you had the audacity to tell this lady to turn over the company to you. Give up her shares. But you needed that same lady to get you out of the red for your Black ass. Marsau, please. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like Tisha can do a whole lot better than Marsau, and I get it. These people been together for 19-20 years, and they value quantity over quality. He tells her, she was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This lady is literally at her, like, trying to figure out what is it that you want from me. So then he does that in this manipulative way. He says, you gotta listen to me. And then he says, because I know what I'm talking about, and you ask. He said, I'm sorry, I'm getting aggravated. Marsau tells her, you have to listen to me, and then says, I know what I'm talking about. And he says, well, you ask what you should be doing. Again, he's Marsau centered. So because he's Marsau centered, Tisha should be Marsau centered. I just don't think that's fair. So Kimmy big head ass, you heard Tisha at Black when she had the conversation with you. And for you to turn around and say that when it comes, Tisha is a great mom and all this bullshit, then you're going to say, I don't know if, I get confused sometimes with her wanting to be a boss. And it's like, this lady don't have time to sit and figure her shit out. There's an expectation for this lady to do everything. She don't have time to figure out her shit. So I'm going to change my mind a lot. And it looks double-minded to everybody, but because she still trying to figure it out. And when my space is too crowded, my mind is crowded. So I don't have the quiet time to give to myself. Marsau sometimes, I think, purposely don't give her that quiet time. I think he doesn't give that to her purposely. So she won't have the time to think and figure her shit out and come into her own. He doesn't want that. Y'all keep saying she hearing something else. Okay, I'm not mad at how she interpret what her husband is saying. Her husband is stupid. She's more of a value to Marsau than Marsau is to her. I feel like her mom failed her so much. So much. Anyway, Marsau decides, he decided to take this moment to find, I guess, come up with some tears so he can somehow gain some sympathy. Like, that aggravated me even more. Like, what are you crying for? And first of all, I can try to meet Marsau halfway. I really could. I can meet Marsau, and I would like to meet Marsau halfway. But I can't meet you halfway if you act like this. You can't meet your wife halfway. So I'm sorry, I can't understand. For me, I understand everything Marsau's saying. But because Marsau decides to be an asshole to Tisha, I gotta be an asshole. I gotta be an asshole about this review. I gotta be an asshole about this review. I don't hear shit Marsau is saying. I stand fully with Tisha. This is stupid. He is stupid. I hate this for this lady. I get it. She can choose to leave and not. She love her husband. This lady genuinely, truly love her big hip husband. And you cannot take that away. This lady really love her husband. And for women, when they're there, their heart is there. But she is aggravated. So, I mean, we can all want somebody to leave. I feel like at this point, Martell, you can't give advice because you're just like Marsau. You want a woman to be at your beck and call while you go out and hunt like this is just the 1930s or something. I don't know. But you would have never, and I mean never, said that to Melody Cherie. Ever. You have taken a back seat to Melody Cherie. She would have never accepted that. For Tisha to go to school for what? Why is she in school? You can sit on, Eric Marsau can sit on other stages and he have said it. Tisha's brilliant. Tisha's this. Tisha's got her master's. Okay, she's got her master's and then what? But for all of y'all to convince her that she should be appreciative to Marsau when she's the one who had Marsau's kids. She should be appreciative of this life when this wasn't even a life Tisha even wanted. But this is the life, I guess she chose. I don't know. Destiny tells her, I speak man. Destiny, shut up. Because you finna be male identified at this point. You don't even like Tisha like that. Be quiet. Okay? I just feel like your advice right now is really trash. You don't need to say nothing to Tisha because you just released her a moment ago. Okay? Be quiet. That pissed me off. If you cannot say anything to, you are a single woman who won't even commit to anybody. And I'm not mad at that. But for you to say this to her, that he needs to be appreciated. When has she not appreciated her husband? It is something about Tisha that has made me feel like this lady she has strunk herself. She has did whatever Marsau asked of her. She's done everything. May not be everything by Marsau's book, but I'm pretty sure she's done a lot. Because she has definitely shrunk herself for this man. And if that ain't no type of appreciation, I don't know what the hell Marsau wanted. But for him to get on national TV and try to squeeze a damn tear out of his eye, that acid should have burnt the corner of his eye. Okay? Anyway, Tisha screamed out loud. Not literally, y'all. Not literally. Tisha literally screamed out and said, I am just trying to figure out me. And this has nothing to do with Marsau. And nobody heard that. No, let me rephrase that. Nobody act like they didn't want to hear that. They act like what she did, like her wanting to figure her things out and figure who the fuck she was so wrong. Was taking her away from Marsau. Was taking her away. Like, what about the woman? This annoys me to no end. No end. Anyway, Marsau just don't want this lady to find herself. Because like Glendale, he doesn't want Letitia to find herself. It is no wonder that these two ladies are friends. Okay, they are the friends of OWN. Okay, but it is no one because both of their husbands are terrible people who do not want those women to find themselves. Why? Because somehow they think that they're going to be left behind, and they should be left behind because they are trash ass, terrible ass, misogynistic ass niggas who don't know no better, who probably read with their finger on the page like this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Marsau is very educated. Let me not knock Marsau. Marsau is an alpha man. Shout out to Marsau. He's very educated. Glendale, he probably got a little piece of high school diploma, maybe an associate's degree. I'm not knocking. I just don't like how they treat the women who truly do love them. And these women will go out of their way for them. But they go out of their way to be extremely cruel to these women. That's the part I don't like. And they're not deserving of these women, in my opinion. Your opinion may be different from mine, and that is okay. But I stand on my opinion. I'm going to always stand on my opinion. Okay? So, Carlos wants her to ignore the noise of society. Meaning, he don't want Tisha to get on social media, go on YouTube to hear what everybody have to say about Marsau and how much of a piece of shit Marsau really is as a husband. As a father, Marsau is probably a decent, more of a decent father. But as a husband, here's a piece of shit. Okay, I mean, did I say father? I meant the husband. I don't know, but I hope that these ladies are not putting their relationship up for grabs in their husbands, that they are really playing in our faces. That irritates me to no end, because if your relationship isn't bad, then don't put it out there like that. But for some reason, this lady just looks so busted and disgusted, and it's just like the light that Tisha, I guess whatever light that Letitia may have had in her eye, it has left a long time ago. It has left a long time ago. I just think if you're in a marriage, I think both people should be happy. I don't knock marriage. I just think both people should be happy. I think that compromise is going to happen. Both people are going to somehow have to compromise something. Things are going to change. You're not going to see the same person 5 years ago, 10 years. That person is going to be totally different. People are going to want different things along the way. A cheatation may happen here or there. A person may stay. They may not stay. I don't know. That just depends on the person. But wanting a person to remain the same, not wanting them to grow, that's not a choice of yours, Marsau. No matter what you try to do, this lady is going to grow. There is nothing you can do or nothing you can say. This lady is going to grow outside of the box you keep trying to put her in. And that box you're trying to put her in is not the don't trust that hoe box, but the Marsau's wife box. She's more than that. She's more than that. I really do love Letitia. And I want to see her shine to her fullest potential. I will say this. When it comes to Letitia Scott, only thing you may hear me say, very seldom, that's even, and that's it. I don't talk about her speech impediment. That's not on me. Like, she talks how she talks. I just like Letitia. I just don't sometimes like how she show up in her friend group. That's one of the things that I don't like. But when it comes to the person, I want to see her grow outside of her friend group, especially outside of her marriage. I want to see her grow to her fullest potential. Like, I just don't understand. And I want, if you're gonna be with your husband, I wish Marsau cannot be so defiant in that area when it comes to your wife's growth, and feel like she's good enough to only just be your wife, and that she has to listen to you because you're the leader. I'm the leader. You have to listen to me. You sound like a child. It's jealous. It feels jealous. It feels like you envy her, and it feels like you're mad at her for whatever reason. Like, and I'm gonna say this. I know I'm rambling, but I just wanted to say this. And even though we know Letitia's not gonna leave, but I do feel like she's never going to screw over Marsau as she continues to grow. I just don't see that for her. I don't see she gonna grow and she gonna be like, okay, nigga, peace the fuck out. If she did, I'm not mad, because he, But I think that you standing in her way of her greatness, or whatever it is that she's supposed to be doing, you standing in the way of that, I think that it hinders y'all marriage. And I think that it hinders her completely. But you don't know what would happen with y'all marriage if you continue to do that. But I don't know, child. She said that she's going to be more appreciative. She received it, and I feel like that was just fluff. She was just trying to get everybody off of her back, because, and I noticed Maurice didn't say anything. Maurice didn't offer up any advice. Because deep down, Maurice know this shit is wrong. But because he's stubborn and he's stupid, he's going to go along with it. Anyway, Lance comes out. Okay, I don't have much, but the only thing I wrote is Destiny did not sleep with Lance. Listen, we are done. Okay, this is over. I don't know how y'all feel about next season. I don't know if y'all want me to review this next season. Y'all let me know. I don't know, but this was long. This didn't have to be this long. Okay, Carlos D King. Okay, let me know, because Baby, this worked on my nerve. Okay, this was too doggone long. I started to forget storylines and what was happening. Okay, I forgot Trisha and that other boy was there. I forgot. We bought Lance out for 2 minutes, and that was it. Okay, Lance could have went home. Lance could have went home. Okay, we could have brought out Twan and Kayla if we're going to do all of this. Anyway, that's all I got. Okay, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this reunion. Y'all let me know. Listen, Marsau aggravated me. So I'm going to say this. Like I said in the last week, in the last review. Listen, I get it. Y'all may not like Tisha, and that is okay. And that I like Tisha. But I'm not going 10 rounds with nobody when it comes to Tisha and this Marsau situation. Why? Because I stand with Tisha. So if you do put it down there, my response in all caps is gonna be I stand with Tisha, but it's gonna be in all love. I stand with Tisha. I disagree. I can't. Maybe I need to see it from a different scope, and maybe I'm biased when it comes to this. When it comes to the Tisha Scott in this Marsau situation, I am very, very biased. I'm going to always be biased. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to ever see things both ways. I'm not. Listen, I try to be fair. Y'all know I plucks everybody feathers. Everybody feathers get plucked around here. But this, I don't like when people want to suppress you. I know what it's like to be a Letitia Scott. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, with all that being said, y'all let me know if y'all want me to review this next season. Okay, I'm at the pray and all of that. But if y'all do it, y'all want it, I got y'all. I got y'all, okay? With all of that being said, this is your girl, Kiwan. Reminding you to keep growing. What did I say? Stay true to yourself. And I will see y'all in the next video. Okay? Bye.